Hi there, Virgo. Let's get into it. So I'm using the Anna K Tarot, which the cards are kind of big, which I like, but it takes up a lot of room. Wow, so your focus for the month is the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. And then the bottom of the deck is the Emperor. So you guys are really going to take charge this month and make some things happen, make some changes. You want a fresh start. You want to feel good. You want things to be peaceful and calm and supportive, and you want freshness, newness, new beginnings, good feelings. And you are going to be the leader in your own life. You're not going to, you know, just go through life reacting to things. You're going to make plans and make decisions and make things happen. And the Emperor is the true leader, and lots of times, leaders they need to listen to the people that they're leading, but ultimately they have to make decisions, and it's very rare they can make everyone happy. So you need to be the emperor in your own life and make decisions, and know that some of the decisions you make may not make everyone happy, and that's okay, because you're the one that has to live with your decisions ultimately. They will always come back to you. So that's nice that other people want to tell you what to do or have input into your life, but ultimately you're the one that's going to benefit or pay the price for the decisions that you make. So make sure you're making decisions that are truly right for you and for the right reasons. So the focus is the Eight of Cups. Like I said, beautiful new beginnings. You want fresh starts. You want to feel good. So that's going to be your motivation here for the decisions you're making and where you're taking your life, is you want a more peaceful, loving, happier, calm, secure life in which to live in. That's your main goal, and that's a nice goal. Over here in the work category, you have the Wish card, the Nine of Cups, and the Fool. So some of you are going to, the Fool card does imply sort of a radical change. Now, it doesn't mean it's a poor choice. It can mean there's some risk involved, but ultimately every change has a little bit of risk involved, which is why some people never change and never take a risk, and usually are stuck and unhappy in their lives, potentially because they're too afraid to move forward or leave what they know. It doesn't mean what they know is better than what they don't know, but it's known, I guess. So some of you are going into uncharted territories, and which is great, and I think that's going to be the key to getting this Ace of Cups in your career. Is you may start off on a whole new career path. You may apply for a job that seems that requires more qualifications or something like that, and you're just going to go for it. And so this card is definitely telling you to go for it and to take some risks. It doesn't mean making yourself vulnerable, but it does mean taking a chance on yourself and doing something even though it scares you. And really pushing yourself to what is your wish? What do you want? What in a job, even if you don't have a dream job, what type of environment do you want to work in? Do you want to work in a job that's not only more personally fulfilling, but more in line with your principles, or a job that helps other people more? Even if it's not a higher paying job, maybe you're going to take a pay cut because you're going to do something, and people will think it's foolish, but you're going to do something that really feeds your soul and makes you feel better, and makes you happier. So that would be nice. Over here in the home category, we have the Knight of Wands, which is what I call my honeymoon period card. It's lots of passion and energy and excitement. And Knights are also changes, so a change in passion and what motivates you going on in the home. Now that's paired with the Death card, which is all about change. So change, change, change in the home. So maybe some of these changing your career may cause some changes at home, or maybe these changes at home, actually more likely, are really making you take a look at things and saying, sometimes when one thing changes, whether it's in our control or not, we think, you know what, it's kind of like everything comes out on the table and everything gets re-examined, and we're like, I just want to be happy, and I just want to be happy in all areas of my life, and I don't want to just work for a paycheck. I want to work for something I enjoy or something I believe in. And sometimes when there are some big changes, maybe you need to move your home in order to take this job that's more in line with what you want to do, but maybe you're going to downsize. Maybe you're going to get a tiny home. I'm sort of into that, those tiny homes. I mean, I'm not going to get one, but because I'm not moving from where I am, but I think it'd be cool to have like a tiny home tarot studio. Sorry, that was a random aside. But seriously, maybe you do need to make some changes so that you can go after what you're passionate about. Downsize, change your budget, change your car, get a roommate. I don't know. Everything's up in the air. Whatever you need to do to bring this energy. And then over here we have your relationships. So the Queen of Swords, she is a very articulate woman. She's very thoughtful, but she's very much in her head, and she does tend to make very logical decisions. And she cuts away any sort of emotional she tends not to infuse emotions into situations that would cloud sort of what she sees as the truth going on. It's interesting. It's paired here with the Four of Shields, which for me, it's known as the Miser card, but for me, it's really about boundaries. And just in this deck, you can see this guy's just like, this lady's just like, shut up. So I do think for some of you, you're going to be shedding a relationship that just is not working, and she's gonna cut away this type of nonsense. She's gonna have nothing to do with it. And this card is also a card about boundaries, and maybe you realize that your boundaries haven't been strong enough, and you're going to start creating some boundaries, and some people may not like that, but again, to bring this Ace of Cups in, you may need to let some things go that is not making you feel good, and you should. So speaking some truths, really looking at your relationships from an analytical point of view, and making some practical, those shields, the pentacles are very practical, some practical decisions and changes, and setting up some boundaries and what you will and will not tolerate, which could, that could cause some endings and changes in your relationships. And that's okay. Don't necessarily fear that. And then again, maybe the person, your partner, will step up. You don't know until you go there and have that conversation. Okay, and then we have some spiritual cards over here. So with the Hierophant, we're definitely going to be gaining some wisdom. We're going to have some moments where, we have the Fool, Death, the Emperor, and then the Hierophant. We're going to really gain some wisdom and realize that we are worth. We're good. You guys, it's like you're worth it. You're worth, you can have the job you want. It's like you can have it all. You can have the job you want. You can have the relationship you want. But it may mean letting go of something. You're going to have to let go in order to make room for this new energy to come in. So don't be afraid to bring out your inner Queen of Swords and cut away that which is not beneficial to you. And this realization might come from an unusual source. So don't be surprised if you're standing in the grocery store and some little kid next to you, you're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he says something profound, and you're like, "Oh my God!" It can come through in very peculiar and unexpected ways. So be open to signs this month. And then just take some practical steps. If you need to get some, learn about, this new job you may want to break out on. Following your dreams doesn't mean you're not going to do the work and lay the groundwork and do the research. And if you need to get a certification, you need to go back to school, do your research, make some practical steps to this new beginning, and realize that there may not be instant gratification, but you're starting. You have this Ace of Cups, you have the Fool, you're starting in the right direction, and the journey is what it's all about, right? The destination is rarely the richness in life. So enjoy the ride. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.